Good evening, everybody. So my name is Sandeep Menon, and I'm the managing director for Patmang Production. The last two sessions of Hashtag Breakdown were wonderful with director Manish and art director Durga Prasad. And I got to chat and I got to understand a lot of the things behind what went behind their projects and their works. And I hope everyone watched those live videos. And I would love to hear from you guys also some feedback in terms of how we can improve or what exactly that we would you guys would want to watch in a live interactive session. And the kind of main motive that I have for the hashtag breakdown is the fact that this should be like a kind of reference point for great works of that a lot of people have put together and made. So, without wasting much time, today on the show we have a DOP, and for me, a DOP, director of photography, is somebody who is very crucial as much as a director, because these are the people who bring in the entire storytelling aspect or the visual aspect to the screen. And for me, a DOP is as equal as a director only for a fact that DOP, without decoding what the director has in his mind, it's totally impossible to frame or totally impossible to bring in a picture together or a frame together. So today on hashtag breakdown, we have Arnab Gayan. Arnab is actually an FTI pass out, and he's done some fantastic projects. I suggest you guys should, because this 1 hour session wouldn't be enough to showcase all the works of Arnab. You guys should actually take a look at his Vimeo page and go through the works that he has done. Arnab is actually a close friend, and he's done a lot of ad films, a lot of documentaries, films, and some of his ad films have been screened in Cannes and it's won national award. So today we would be taking and watching some of his work and trying to break it down and understand from him what went behind it from a DOP's perspective, like how we did the last time from a director's perspective and from an art director's perspective. So without wasting much time, Arnab, could you please come live?
Hi,
What's up,
hi,
Arnab?
Sandeep.
How are you?
Good, chilling. How are you, man?
Chilling, of course. Everyone is chilling. That's
Weather
the
is
only.
nice, right? Raining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the only thing that we can do at this point of time. Stay positive and
absolutely.
uh, and spread positivity for
Okay.
that matter, and get in touch with our old friends and keep
Yes,
talking. And video calling has become the most essential part of life, rather than meeting someone.
I
So.
know.
Arnav, welcome to Breakdown, hashtag Breakdown,
Yes,
and the purpose of my live session with all you guys is that it's always important to appreciate work, for anybody to work better in life, and
mm,
also it's very important to know what went behind that work. It's the audience, as an audience, you get to see the best of the best shots and the best of the best things
correct.
on the screen, but to put that together, uh, a director, a DOP, had to fight and get into a lot of discussions, and get into a whole a point where and finalize things and then go ahead. So I
Absolutely, absolutely.
so Arnab, just quickly, I want to know what made you pick up camera first of all. Like,
Uh,
why camera?
on, I mean, honestly, like after my school 12, I bought an SLR camera and I was traveling around.
Hmm.
That time I started taking, taking stills.
Okay.
I got really interested in capturing moments and capturing people. Then later, like as I was studying, going undergrad and all, I moved towards cinema. I got a very good exposure to world cinema, luckily
Hmm.
during my undergrad days. So then I like decided, okay, I want to probably go to a film school. And within that, what automatically camera came to me. I mean, I thought this is exactly what I want to do. So
Nice.
yeah, I went to film school and here I am.
So Arnab, we have I think quite a lot to show today of a lot of your work, and it was really difficult for me to figure out from that Vimeo which one to showcase today. because I really love your frames, man. I really love your entire sense of lighting and your sense of framing, because it's not important to know the technique. It's important to know what is the story that you're working for and contribute to that. And I think you're a cameraman who feels that and shoots it, so it's seen in that work. And it's a lot of DOPs are great at framing, but maybe it's not essential in that kind of a storytelling, getting it. So the first I really loved is the Drowning song, because because to me that was, every frame was a photograph. Yeah. Then I actually saw at the end that it was inspired by Amrita Shergill's paintings. So then I kind of went and googled her paintings and stuff like that, and then I understood, wow, man, you have actually recreated her painting into a music video. Yeah. So to give a context to what we are talking, let me just screen that for our audience. The song is actually a 6-minute song, so I would be playing probably a 3-minute or a 3.5-minute of that. Just a second.
What's that you're saying to me, Sibylline? What's that you're saying to me now? Did you say you want me to come back home? Where's home? Where the child? Who lost the maps? Where's the navigator? Why is there nobody on this ship, Sibylline? Why am I rolling on this floor with those crabs, with their eyes, friends scuttling in and out? And I leave you now with this word: drowning.
Who's that standing by the starboard oar? Who's that rolling on the ocean floor? Keep on rolling, boys, roll some more. Keep on rolling till we hit the shore. Row one time for your ma and pa.
Arnab, you could just give me a little, for our viewers also, a little brief about what's this project and how did it all happen?
Yeah, so this is a very, very like, dear project to me because this is one of my final year projects at film school in FTI.
Okay.
We do this music video project called Playback. Basically, this is like a music video project,
So that's like around 10-15 years before.
No, not 10-15 years before. Yeah, no. This was, we shot in December 2012.
Okay.
Yeah, actually 10 years back, not bad, 8 years back.
Okay. Okay.
It's been a while.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, yeah, the director came out with a concept and we really like got kicked about it because, film school, you were like looking at a lot of paintings, when you were, trying to light your sets. So, at that point, you're like really, really, now also, I mean, like, everyone is like, we are really like great paintings always. I mean, cinematography, they go hand in hand. So, yeah. So when like the director Sanjay C came out with the idea of like, replicating some of Rita Seethil's work and like doing a music video inspired by her life. I mean, yeah, it was quite exciting for us. And I'm still very happy with what we did back then.
So tell me, I'm curious about that starting black and white 4:3. Was it shot that way, or you guys did it on the edit?
Absolutely. No. Everything was decided beforehand. Like we did a lot of prep, and so for the beginning part of the song, we decided that we'll go black and white 4:3. So we, in terms of our costumes and production design, also we incorporated elements so that in terms of tonality, we get what we want.
Nice. And how about, I mean, there is that animal which you've shot with quite frogs and butterflies and stuff.
Insects,
you had shared some pictures also with me. I'll for our viewers, I would love to show that to them. So this is the shoot you're talking about, right? So this is that frame which we actually just stopped right now. I mean, the three people sitting on the with an instrument, correct?
Yeah.
Nice. And this is also one of the frames. I'll go to this.
Frames,
this is the butterfly. So could you just explain a little bit about this? How did this all?
This is not a butterfly. This is the swing.
Okay.
Yeah. So like the idea was to shoot with these butterflies, and we got these butterflies. Then we thought, how do we do this? So we got this mosquito net, and then we just let them be, the butterflies. And the only way for me to shoot was to be as close. And like, personally, I am a like true believer of wide lensing. I mean, I like to be closer to the actor. The proximity really matters.
Okay.
So this was a great, example of that when like, it's just you and the actor and just a free flowing camera and there are some butterflies doing their things and you were just trying to capture it, And you're at the right time of the day, the light is coming nicely falling at a certain angle, So you just, play the music and go with the vibe,
And what about the frog? The frog was also real one, right?
The frog was real, yeah. The frog we shot and we left the frog at the pond. He was there.
Here somewhere, right?
Yeah, here only, yeah.
Nice.
So they sourced it beforehand, and then on the day of the shoot, we shot with him, and we left him here. Then he just like disappeared in no time. So this like this if you see like on the left, this man in this So this is again from the painting South Indian villagers going to the market. So basically we tried to replicate some of our images in a larger context. I mean in a wider perspective. So it was not only the painting. Along with her, we shot a lot of stuff. But this was again from one of her paintings.
So even I really loved. There was somewhere here. I guess there is. Yeah, this is the one
from the painting. Yeah,
this is from the painting.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere here. This is the butterfly which you had shot.
Not from painting.
It's not from the painting.
No. Then a lot of them, like we did around 10, 12.
I love this.
Famous
It feels like I'm standing still.
This is amazing. I mean, you would send me a picture also of this, and I was just comparing. There you go. This is the picture.
Yeah.
Right. And this is the
that's
picture.
The painting, correct.
This is the painting.
Yeah.
and this is the
And that's
that's
yeah,
that's the
that's yeah,
nice,
yeah,
man. I mean, when I was right now I'm doing it for people who are watching it, but when I was watching, when you send me these pictures, I was also taking a look at this. Like, how did he manage? I mean, there is the girls also managed to the drawing. That was a drawing, and the girls are also almost the same. Lighting is
yeah. Like
same.
of course,
I like the light which is falling on their face over there,
correct.
and there is also one more thing I have kept here. I think somewhere around here. Uh,
Yeah, this is also another interesting thing.
How many
What
fools on this ship? At the bottom.
that is also going to be like.
Roll one time
this one is
for
also
your
good.
mom and
I love
pa.
this thing.
Yeah,
This
it is.
is yeah. This
Yeah,
did you send me this?
yeah.
This
I
one?
think so. This is Bride's
This one?
toilet.
This one, right?
Yeah, should be there. No, okay, next. Keep going towards your right. Right, right. Yeah, yeah, this one. Yeah, yeah,
This one, right?
yeah. I think it was lagging, so I was just selecting
Nice.
this image. Yeah.
I got it in the right time also. Nice.
Yeah.
One time. Roll two times till the
Yeah, another
sun
technical
comes
thing.
down.
Beautiful.
Roll three times.
So did you use like a lot of technical? I mean, a lot of you could just give a little idea about what kind of lights and everything that you've used to get.
Lights, yeah, because there are plenty of sets and there were like some exterior locations. So we did light it up. I mean, many places and many we
Okay.
shot on available light as well. Like some
What
sort of
camera
like
did you shoot this on?
So that's an interesting one. This I shot on Alexa. So that time actually we were primarily shooting on film. You know, even my diploma, my later projects and all everything I've shot on emulsion, and I love film. You know,
Okay.
but that time, like digital was very new. Like this is I'm talking about like December 2012. You know,
Huh.
Alexa had just come, so we had an Alexa lying in FTI at that time, and like you know, we haven't really
Alexa
started
lying in
shooting.
FTI. Wow. I
So
like
because you know
I
that
like
time
that.
we're
Alexa
shooting
is just
film,
lying over there.
yeah, it's just another digital camera. I mean, but
Yeah.
we knew things are going to change, and eventually digital is going to play a very, very big role. So I
Yeah.
thought, why not give it a shot? You know, why not shoot a project on digital? So yeah, we
Hmm.
did shoot. This was first FTF project shot on Alexa.
Great, yeah. I mean, this is a fantastic framing and beautiful lighting. And for me, it doesn't look like at all a work which is shot kind of 10 years back because it's still too up to date. And
Yeah.
in terms of your, I mean, I would love to shoot something like this, or I would love to, create something like this. This is fantastic, yeah.
Thank you.
So, yes. So now moving on, you like to shoot very free, right? I mean,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
not that you're not
absolutely.
that DOP who walks with a lot of people with you, and you're not somebody who likes to be around with so many people. You like your space precisely. This is what
Yeah,
I see.
space and like, you know, more like, you know, lesser the people I feel, you know, sometimes you can achieve more because the chaos is less and I'm very peace loving human being.
Which
So, but yeah,
which makes me actually because when I watched Amoli, I I
Amol, yeah.
understood I understood that it is not a shoot where you can go with I think what hardly 6-7 people can go there
Yeah,
because
see, basically we were a crew of 12 for Amoli, like 12, 13 people, but
okay
not all of us used to go into the location. I mean, you know, like I had 2 camera attendants, but they will set up the camera for me, then I'll only go, you know, they will stay back in the car. So
okay
eventually number of people who just shooting was the 2 directors, me and 1 sound recordist, you know, 4 of us most of the time. Everybody else is just outside waiting.
so Amoli is basically a documentary which won national award and for our viewers reference I would like to just play a little part of it because it's a half an hour documentary. we will be just touching upon certain parts which is interesting and which I really probably liked, and probably Arnab can share certain insights about how he shot it, because to me that's one risky project which is actually not it's not a shoot friendly project. I mean, shooting brothels, shooting prostitutes, shooting that kind of an ambience, listening to that kind of stories for that matter. Let me just play a little bit of that. We'll probably play 5 minutes and then we'll continue talking about it.
खोलो अंदर है, अंदर है ना, खोलो बेटा, खोलो सुनीता हो हे खोल ले बाबू ने, खोल दो ना, मारो आइए, सो जाएगा, खोलो नहीं, खोलो सब 3-4 है। हाँ आ जाओ बच्चियों, अच्छा कोई डर की बात नहीं है। सर जल्दी आ जाओ, दम घुट रहा है। आ जाओ। अरे तुम्हें बचाने आए पुलिस।
लाइट है बेटा, आओ बेटा, मैं तुमको बचाने आई हूँ, तुमको बिल्कुल मैं साथ ले जाने आई हूँ। चलो आओ तो सही, मुझ पे भरोसा करो।
हम नहीं जाऊंगी, नहीं जाऊंगी।
आप इधर आओ। अच्छा बाहर नहीं जाऊंगी। अच्छा ठीक है, अंदर जाना, बाहर निकलो पहले। तो कितनी घुटा लेना है यहाँ पे? चलो बाहर निकलो जल्दी आओ, जल्दी बाहर तो निकलो।
नहीं होगी,
जल्दी आओ, बाहर आओ।
नहीं
आओ चलो अंदर आओ एक बार।
खड़े होने की जगह।
हाँ खड़े होने की जगह है। करीब
हाँ पुलिस कुछ नहीं बचाने आया बेटा तुम्हें।
उस टाइम पे मेरी कीमत सब्जी भाजी के जैसे ही लगी थी, जैसे सिर्फ 70,000 रुपए एक इंसान की कीमत लगी।
मैं 13 साल की थी तब मेरी स्टेप मदर ने मुझे एक दलाल के हाथ में बिक्री कर दिया था। मुझे
हमारे पास कोई उपाय भी नहीं था कि इतने पैसे कैसे देंगे, फिर इस वजह से मेरे को
छोटी थी, 15-16 साल की, तब मेरी मम्मी ने मेरे साथ गलत काम में मुझे
ऐसे लग रहा था मुझको ये लोग कहाँ पे लेके जा रहे हैं।
मुझे ना कोई यहाँ पे फांसा के लेके आया था।
14 साल की एज में मैं ऐसी दिखती थी जैसे मैं 26-27 साल की।
मैं ऐसा सोचती कभी कि मेरी लाइफ ही नहीं बनेगी।
उसने मुझे ऐसी गंदी जगह में डाल दी जो मुझे पता ही नहीं था।
Manthan. The time to shake our collective conscience and ask some uncomfortable questions. In order to cater to a repulsive demand, when families themselves push their daughters into sex work for a mere 200 to 500 rupees, one wonders, when did tradition become more important than human dignity? Just like her mother and grandmother, Tara was also pushed into sex work at the age of 13.
मैं बाछड़ा कम्युनिटी से, और हमारे समाज में एक परंपरा है, लड़की से देह व्यापार कराते हैं। जब वो 11-12 साल की होती है तो उसे इस धंधे में डाल देते हैं, और छोटी लड़की समझती नहीं है, उनको पता भी नहीं रहता ये चीज़ क्या है, बाद में क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा, उनको कुछ भी पता नहीं रहता। वो 10-11 साल की होती है, कोई लड़की देह व्यापार करती है, उसको उसके साथ में छोड़ देते हैं। जैसे वो करती है तो वो सब देखती है, इस वजह से वो सब सीख जाती है। हमारे समाज में लड़की होने पे खुशी मनाते हैं, और लड़का होता है तो उदास हो जाते हैं। वो सोचते हैं कमाने वाली, हम क्यों काम करें, हे लड़की दे रही कमा के खाएंगे बैठे बैठे, तो वो क्यों काम करेंगे। लड़की को क्यों बेचते वो पैसे लेके, वो भी तो एक इंसान है, वो भी कोई जानवर नहीं है जो उससे वो काम करवाती है।
उसन जगह में पैडी गेला की कैसन की हाही की ना क्वेश्चन मान लागल के कैसन सोचो नसने लागल मोरले लेकिन उठो नहीं अथी एकदम बत्रे अच्छा से डहार मिल के ये नहीं करता लगा
Oh, that's quite heavy, man. Watching one small bit of it itself has made my entire voice itself go a little.
I know. Your suddenly body language changes.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
look at it now.
it's. What is it? I mean, first of all, did you get into some problem while shooting this? Because it's not an easy shoot, man.
Luckily not much. Yeah, it was a crazy shoot. I mean, it was one of the craziest shoot of my life. And yeah, I mean, like, you saw that black and white portion like we saw.
Yeah.
That's like, it's called Neemuch Mandsaur Highway, which is basically, Neemuch is a place in Madhya Pradesh and Mandsaur is in Rajasthan. So it's like around a 200-kilometer of stretch where, there is this tribe and where it's a tradition where, I mean, the girls in the community get into sex work,
Shit.
So obviously we had no permission to shoot there and we needed to get some stuff. So we were like literally putting the camera inside the car and trying to get some shots.
Yeah,
so while going and suddenly we see like, there is these two bikes that are like kind of chasing us. So that was the only point. I mean, we felt a little threatened.
Okay.
And yeah, we escaped obviously. Apart from that, we went to some really dangerous places, but no harm at all. Like, we had proper permission to shoot everywhere and like, yeah, it was pretty.
So tell me, you as a cameraman, I mean, more than a cameraman, you're first a human being,
Yeah,
and then you become a technical cameraman. So framing and working at this point of time gets a little difficult because you have to operate camera, listening to such terrific stories, and I mean, what was it that I'm sure this is few people who you have showcased in this. I'm sure you've shot way more than this for
way more.
Yeah.
Things we have seen, things we have heard. I mean, a lot of them are going to haunt us for end of our lives, because seriously, some of them are really, really painful events that we came across, during this entire shoot.
I mean, I saw somebody. I saw the entire documentaries. There was somebody a girl who was dragged into prostitution in the age of 5, and then I mean 5. That's insane age. I mean, that's stupid.
Like I still get goosebumps thinking about it. I mean, we live in such a bubble, our lives, like, what we do and what is actually happening in and around us is so different, And these are realities that we just try to like avoid, right? And then when you have to face it, I mean, it's quite a bit of task, I feel.
So shooting in this, one of the most important thing is not revealing faces.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you convince them that you're not going to show their faces?
I think again, the directors, Avinash and Jasmine, they're like very, very experienced filmmakers, like documentary filmmakers. And we have together shot many projects and we have done a couple of more films which is to do with human trafficking and stuff like that before.
Okay.
So, I mean, they had a very clear approach in terms of how to, how to go about it. I mean, like, I am a big like fan of like visual anthropology, So there was this filmmaker called Jean Roach, like a French guy.
Okay.
The idea was like you always need to be like objective, yet you need to be a part of them,
Okay.
So you have to build a little trust, when I mean, it's all about trust, right? I mean, I'm telling them, yes, we are shooting you in silhouette, but they don't know. I mean, they are not filmed, right? You are talking to more vulnerable people that you have ever come across. So,
Very
I mean,
true.
That has to reflect in your body language, the way you are approaching it, where they have that little faith. Because also see, these are people, they have no hope left, most of them. They have no faith in the world. I mean, the world have been just ridiculously unfair to them,
Correct.
So in that moment, I think when we started raking, we prepping and, meeting some of these people, I think automatically we figure out an approach where I felt that we were humble enough to do little justice to what they have done and to show it the right way, you know.
Yeah, of
That
course.
was
I
really,
mean,
really important.
and
This is
it's
like
it's
thing
not
for me.
it's not it's sad to say that, you know, this is not going to change the approach of people at the end of the day.
No,
They're still
nothing
going to
changes.
live for
Yeah.
that kind of a life to earn certain money,
Yeah.
and the business still continues. And sadly, luckily, I would say, few women have been saved, maybe after watching this, or probably in due course of your shoot. A few people
Oh, you know, I tell you a nice little thing that happened. Sorry
Huh.
to cut you.
No
Like, you know,
worries.
the village where like we were looking for Amoli, like Amoli's parents, the tea garden village.
Yeah.
So there were two girls who disappeared that time, Amoli, like, and another friend of hers.
Okay.
And after seeing the film, one of the girls got rescued, you know.
Oh, nice.
So that was a really, really like we're like,
Beautiful.
okay, not bad, you know. I mean, you felt good, you know, for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's saved, you know, at the end of the day.
Totally.
And I also want to show some brothels which you guys have shot in this. Some beautiful framings, which according to me, I really liked it.
No wonder why Marquez used to write in brothels, you know, because beautiful visually there. I mean, you can't recreate that in a real set. I mean, with all due respect, you know. I mean, the lives that live, you know, the vibe, it just like, you know, you just feel it. Yeah, this was in a brothel.
Manju has spent half her life in this business and understands it rather well.
बहुत कम उम्र के थे हम जब हमको लाया गया था, 12 या 13 साल बहला फुसला करके, और जबरन इस माहौल में डाला गया था, लेकिन हम नहीं चाहते थे, फिर भी हमको ला के बैठा दिया गया था धंधा करने के लिए। छोटी उम्र की लड़की रहती है, वो जब धंधे में आती है तो वो कमाती है, सारा पैसा या तो आधा आधी दलाल ले लेता है, आधा मालकिन ले लेती है, उसको बस उतना ही मिलता है उस लड़की को, सिंगार, कपड़ा, खाना, बस।
Makeup, clothes and food.
What camera did you shoot this on?
We shoot this with a Red Dragon with Canon still lenses.
You managed to carry Red to such kind of places?
But we did a lot of R&D, and like we made a really, really compact setup, you know, where like, you know, the battery is in my backpack and like I'm just holding the, basically it's just the brain and the lens, you know, in a very small lens, no lens or nothing, you know. So it's very, very, like it almost feels like a still camera, because I really wanted to, you know, have the latitude, because we are not using any lights, nothing, you know. So I knew we were going to shoot really dark spaces. So I wanted a camera that can hold as much, you know.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, in such film-oriented cameras, won't you need more of lights?
No, not really, because you know your sensor, it can hold way more latitude-wise.
Okay.
So actually, better the camera, you know, more you can hold.
Okay.
Like in a lot of instances, I have such great details here in this film, you know, outside windows or like areas which are so dark that you can barely see, you know.
I can see in this
luckily,
itself. There's no light in this house.
Yeah,
I mean, rather,
exactly.
you cannot take any light anywhere for that matter.
No, of course not.
Yeah. You can't take even that 1 feet LED.
Nothing, you know?
The 1 feet LED is also not possible to carry anywhere.
And those are pointless. I mean, you know, I am not a big fan of like using the small light to just do some, you know, get some intensity, you know. I mean, either it's like properly lit when there is a nice sun. I mean, it would look nice if there's a nice sunlight falling on her, you know. I'd love to have put a like 24K and, you know, bring in a sun, but you can't do that in a documentary like this, you know. So yeah, but we shot always at the right time, you know. We recceed, we figured out at what hour of the day we want to shoot, and exactly that's when we shot.
Yes. So how many days was the shoot in all?
See, Amoli, basically, this was around 40 days of everything, including Reikis and all, and we shot it for around 25 days, but actual filming days were like actually 15 or 16, you know, because a lot of time you were in, and we traveled a lot. So you were, say, somewhere in West Bengal or somewhere in Bihar, you think that you will shoot, but then eventually you know, your character backs out, so you come back, you know, or you are waiting in a hotel for 4 days, nothing is happening, you know. So a lot of time like that. So we always had the equipment. We always had a camera for those 40 days, so that we could like almost for 40 days. Yeah.
Okay. So the documentary is totally a different kind of a shoot for that matter, because a lot of it is actually shot, and then on edit you make a story, and then you find out that okay, fine, there are few things which is still left to shoot, and then you again, to fill up those spaces, you kind of go and shoot again those stuff.
Got it.
And whereas an ad film is not that way. I mean, ad film, you have everything.
Ad is different.
You pre-plan, you do a recce and everything, but I appreciate Arnav. I mean, firstly, because you've done a great justice to the film by shooting it and taking the real experience out of people, rather than you're concentrating only on the beauty part of it. Beauty is there in the film, but at the same time, this is what I really loved about your filmmaking sense, which is you bring in good frame with storytelling, and that's more important. Just because you actually kind of made that girl's face covered, I never felt anything wrong in it, because I never wanted to see also, because you have done it in such a way that her story is more important to me rather than seeing her face over there at that point of time.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways, now moving on, let's come out of the whole vibe, and let's get into a little more happier zone, and which is ad film. At the end of the day, ad film is fun to shoot. Lots of people, well planned stuff. Everything is on storyboard. Everything is on storyboard. Just have to wait for DOP director to start the day.
Yes.
And one of the films which I really again like from the set of films which you've done is an idea ad film.
That was one of the we shot this in December.
Idea ad film. Mostly again I come back to the fact that for me as a producer, you work as a DOP because you're a pocket friendly DOP. You use less of lights, man, because at the end of the day, again I come back and I look for where is this light source? Is he actually using a light source? Is there anything happening? So
I use a lot of lights, honestly, a lot of times. But I try to make it look real,
Which is great. I mean, you have to see if you need the lights are not something which you just call for like that, obviously. But if you need it, you have to put it there. So let's in the entire technique of a cinematography, is lighting your favorite part? Do you like to experiment with that, or do you like to experiment
I love
with
lighting. I mean, I would say both. I mean, I really enjoy lighting, because lighting is, again, it's like painting. You can just create,
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, if I have to like really choose one thing, for me is lensing.
Okay.
Honestly, like the lens matters a lot to me, because I mean, how much you see and what distance you are at, I mean, it's so important to me, I mean, your existence in terms of a space, so that you see the space and then I place you there,
Nice.
So lensing is like something that I truly believe in.
So let's take a look at quickly the idea ad film for our viewers, and then we'll come back.
कैसी आई?
स्माइल होती तो और अच्छी आती।
क्या करें, दुकान चालू है लेकिन धंधा बंद। अब सबकी शॉपिंग फोन पर ही हो जाती है।
हाँ, सब फोटो भी इस पे ही खींचते हैं। आइडिया, क्यों नहीं इस फोन को ही काम पे लगाएं? नॉट वर्किंग से नेटवर्किंग पे आए।
मतलब नॉट वर्किंग से नेटवर्किंग। व्हाट एन आइडिया,
This was a fun fun one. I mean, you know, we shot this in December, perfect weather. So yeah, like again, talking about space, you know, like for a film like this is a simple story of a small town, you know, where two struggling people are trying to make a living. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But the context of the backdrop of the city or the town was so important, you know. So we started like initially, I think they directed a lot of cities. So we, you know, then came down to two places. So we recceed in Lucknow and then we recceed in Udaipur. And we thought, no, Udaipur fits in perfectly for this film, you know. So yeah. So we did extensive scouts, you know, and recce's, and then we went ahead and shot.
What kind of camera did you shoot this with?
So this I shot with a Alexa Mini LF, the new large format cameras.
Okay.
It's a set of Sigma lenses.
Nice. So you know, one thing when I saw this, what makes me remember is crowd controlling is something which is very difficult. And was these the paid crowd or were they?
These were all our extras. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I mean, it doesn't look at all like that.
Yeah, because also, you know, Udaipur is a touristy place, right? So you could get more realistic casting, you know?
Yeah.
Like what happens in a more, I mean, here, probably finding so many people who look like travelers and this as a mix, you know, you have to go through so many, you know, bureaucratic processes of hiring. So while in a place like Udaipur, it's much easier because you can just pick different faces, you know, like there were a lot of street casting happening. I mean, like the AD team was like on it, like, you know, finding interesting faces and bring them in.
How long did you shoot this ad for?
So actually there were two commercials we shot there. Like this is one day, one more, which is not out yet. So I think we shot for around like 5 days, 5 days, both the commercials.
Oh, okay.
And we recceed, but like long, like initially 1 day, 2 days of recceed and another 5 days of recceed, you know.
Who was the director and who was the production?
Sandeep Yadav, this Colonial Films.
Oh, okay, nice. Because I mean, lovely places, and I mean, it's seen actually. Your recce is seen because this is and yeah. What time of the day you guys shot mostly?
See, the exteriors we like again did a lot of like recce, figured out the sun path. So exteriors we shot in the mornings and evenings only in good light, you know. Or like dig inside a gully where, because you know Udaipur has such narrow gullies, you know. Even in top some areas create nice shadows that, you know, falls nicely on the ground. So we figured those out. We just chose like time slots where we wanted to shoot. See, here also the sun is at an angle, you know. So and these parts, like this was our setup. So this we had full control, you know.
This was where?
Lit and shot.
This was in Udaipur only.
This was in Udaipur only, but we took up the shop and art directed it, and like, you know, we like scaled it off, like pumped in our lights.
Nice. Cool. So now let's get into. Now I've seen your natural lighting. I when I was again looking out for something. Now let's get into some interior lightings, which exteriors you've already done. So something which again clicked my head was this Trivago. Let's play this first, and then probably we will talk about this.
मुंबई में होटल सिटी सेंटर से पास, यस, समथिंग लाइक दिस, लेकिन 2 लोगों के लिए.
Really? So tiny.
Okay.
कुछ ऐसा.
No.
This is perfect. यहाँ पूल है क्या?
तुम्हारे लिए कुछ भी.
Trivago compares hundreds of websites to find your ideal hotel.
So I think this was Chroma, correct?
Sorry?
I think this was shot in
Hotel.
No, we shot everything.
You shot everything here.
Yeah. Only that
hotel.
falling on the pool, the falling part was a Chroma.
How about
apart from that, everything else we shot. You know, the first part when the city changes, that we shot.
This one?
Yeah. This one. If you play from here, like, you know, but it's so fast, I don't even buffer here.
City center se pass. Yes. Something like this.
Nice.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you've actually kept the guy in the correct magnification, and you marked him, and then you've managed to shoot it.
Yeah. So basically, we had a choice of either doing this as a Chroma or shooting it live, and we decided to go live. You know.
Could you tell us a little bit about how this was executed, so that our people?
So we knew we have to have the same distance and everything. So we use the vision mixer for this, it's a device that, takes a grab from your previous frame. And while you're setting up the next frame, you can actually then adjust it visually,
Okay.
So we had to stick to obviously one lens and things like that, same camera height, everything. So yeah, it was fairly simple. I mean, honestly, just that we had to move all across the city and shoot this. We shot this in 2 days, and that montage took like one night, and it was crazy because from this part to that part, and then setting up this entire setup, and we're shooting at night, so we have to light up the streets and blah blah blah. So yeah, it was quite a bit of task.
This one,
yeah,
right?
that's the vision mixer setup, correct? Yeah. So now see, I have the previous frame as well as I can basically superimpose the previous frame on top of the current live frame,
frame. Nice.
So that the chair, because the chair was our mark, like all four legs should always match.
But
so as long as that happens, everything else falls in place.
How about the last shot, the swimming pool one, the ones in which they're falling down?
The falling part is cool.
Hundreds of websites.
The falling part is
from the
right?
swing,
Yeah.
Right. To find your ideal.
Yeah, they jumped into the pool as well. We got the splash and all, but that's the fall that, when the thing turns, that's cool.
Trivago compares.
This one.
Yeah. So now them sitting there, that part is chroma, but
तुम्हारे लिए कुछ भी.
Okay.
Yeah, only that. Yeah. Now we cut to live. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Smooth. Nice. Nicely done. I love knowing about these little bit technical stuff. It actually I mean, like how I said, that's the best part about talking and sharing things that we can use this knowledge, and probably when I am thinking of another ad film, I can just take a referral point of this, and that's how the entire discussion of ad films happen. We discuss shot by shot, from taking references from what we have seen, and then we put that together.
Exactly. Cool. This is one of those projects where we storyboard it to the T, Like
it has to.
You have break it, you have marked the places, you know exactly where to stand and go and shoot. Because we had really literally half an hour in each location, because these are some of the very prime, heavy traffic, like Marine Lines, Gateway of India. So we had to be fast, So.
Cool. So Arnab, I've seen your work. Now you as a DOP, I always wanted to ask a DOP. Now you as a DOP, do you have something that you wish to execute, or do you wish to a favorite scene of any film that you can recollect probably? Because I had asked you also on message yesterday the same thing, that saying that Arnab, I will be asking you this question on live.
This question I know, I started thinking because this is huge list, because there's so many people, honestly, that have totally inspired me, and from people in the masters, from whom I have learned, And during film school exercises, we used to sometimes replicate small little things, but we didn't have the courage, because you feel you'll just do utter injustice to some great work, so never attempted anything complicated, But now, if given a choice, if I say go back to a film school, probably to light up things like that, definitely I would love to try. What automatically comes to my mind?
Anything you have? Probably.
Yeah, I have something. I can share that with you. Tell me, some bit of nudity is fine, or this is we are censored?
I mean, God knows, once we go to Facebook, then we will know. I mean,
these days you don't know now who is watching, what is happening, But let me see, anyways. Let me share my screen. I'll play very quick moment from this Kieslowski film called Double Life of Veronique, which was shot by Islami Iziak, one of the masters of modern cinematography, So there is this beautiful lovemaking sequence. There is rain happening, and there is this couple, and they come in, and there is a nice shadow falling on the wall, and they're making out, and then they move inside, and they then make love, And there is this little green light that's falling from the window. It's something it's so beautiful that it's something definitely I would want to
it
try.
Should be beautiful if it is coming from you, I'm sure.
So should I play it but not play it? You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, we can just play parts of it, not a problem. I mean, I have not seen it. So, yeah.
Okay, share screen. I'll have to share this, no?
Yeah, you will have to share the screen.
Yeah, quick, thanks, I got it. Wait.
Yes, I can see.
See the screen?
I can see.
So it's raining. Not from here, maybe a little later. Yeah, this sequence, you know.
Okay.
Maybe I can forward it a bit. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, sorry, let it play only. It's like a minute long, maybe.
Nice. There's two different, one from this side, one from the other side. There's a green patch which you're talking.
Simple lighting, but it's so poetic, you know, it's so moody.
Nice.
Look at the light, like the green light that falls on our body. It's just outstanding, you know. And there was no sky panel back then, you know. Now, I mean, with all the LEDs, yes. But imagine back then.
Cool. So we could probably stop it here.
Yes, let me stop that. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, you finally. I thought you won't. You will say that a generic answer, saying that I have lots of films which.
No, which I do. Honestly, there's so many like films that I truly love, and people whose work have totally touched my heart, and you know, and I've been like honestly like what say yeah, I mean again see like you know being so close to the characters, you know, the tradition was continued, followed, you know, later by Dickens and then by Sivo, of course, Pietro, you know, Doyle, you know, and in more recent type people like Bradford Young and Hoyte-van Hoytame, you know, there is the language, you know, there is a philosophy behind shooting, why you shoot something. I mean, you know, there is social context to it, there is politics to it, you know, there's so much to it, you know, behind an image that you try to create.
Cool.
I mean, a lot goes on, right?
Of course. So I've asked this question in last two sessions of mine also because I wanted to know a perspective from a director. I understood from a art director also. Now from a DOP, I want to understand what is the work style going to be post our lockdown opens. I mean, because we're not going to have the luxury of having so many people on set. I'm sure you've shot a lot of things with less number of crew. So for you, it might not be difficult. But say for example, if
still on an average, it's a lot of people. Like you know, I have my assistant, focus puller, gaffer, like at least 14, 15 light boys, 4 camera attendants. You know, the team becomes at least 20%, right?
Yeah.
Great.
What do you do if it's an ad film now?
I don't know. Honestly, again, depends upon the script. I mean, it's going to be a new way of working for sure. But how we are going to approach it, I think is still everyone is trying to figure. Because I know we'll cut down probably drastically on the number of people who are going to work. But then also, you know, so I mean, probably now, especially in advertising, you know, we are so fast now. We shoot so much. Probably we should slow down a bit, you know. Because you can't just fire away everyone and say, okay, 4 people will make a film now. That's not going to happen overnight here, you know. I mean, unlike abroad, we are reliant on humans, you know. So you can't really suddenly get rid of everyone and hope to achieve the same quality that you used to achieve, right? So I think it's going to be a little bit of trial and error and experimentation in both, you know, technical as well as social front to figure out what to do.
So probably you will be having a camera, probably you will be having a sound also, and probably you will have to be taking the tripods also hereafter, because to cut the crew, like how we work in foreign countries probably. I mean, we don't go with a very high amount of crew there.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool. So Arnab, I think it's time already. Now it's already 9:05. And it was a wonderful chat here. I mean, I also got to learn a lot from you, and you know, we should be post this lockdown in the minimal crew. Let's try working together.
Yes.
Yeah, and you know, I wish you all the best, man. I mean, because I really want you to do a lot of works together, because you know, good works has to be reached to a lot of people, and good works have to be appreciated. And
collaboration, I mean, you know, little bit of trust, faith, and like, you know, you can do, I mean, things. I mean, this is what we have learned this time, right? You still
Yeah.
need people, right?
Correct. So soon we will collaborate with each other, and I hope you stay safe, and
Yes, you
let our work start soon.
Hopefully.
And thank you for your time, Arnab. I hope you had a good session.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I've never done this before, so I was like, okay, no, you know, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, this is a common thing from everyone who have called here, because we are not used to being in front of the camera. We are always used to being behind the camera. So I thought,
Exactly.
let me bring these people who are behind the camera and show them these are the guys who made this. You know.
Exactly.
Cool. Thank you so much, Arnab.
Cool. Thank you.
It was lovely talking,
All right.
and
Bye.
take care. Bye bye.
Same here.